first of all, heartiest congratulations on the squad. I do have a question about Deandra, but the major thing is that you talked about how she has been a game changer and game winner, especially what we saw at the Renegades in WBBL. So, from that point of view, how important was it to have Deandra in the squad?
Yeah, she was definitely our target in that first set for a few reasons. One, she's a match winner. She brings power to our batting lineup, and she can bowl 4 quality overs for us, especially through the middle and death. And she's such a versatile player, and a match winner. And she's been part of championship teams recently, and that's what we're after. So it was a bit of a no-brainer in terms of her being our number 1 target. Obviously, you don't know exactly how the auctions are going to turn out, but yeah, she was. I watched her close up recently in the WBBL. I was working for an opposition team there, so. She's someone who we're really excited to have with us.
Absolutely. And big, I'll not say surprise, I've seen her in action in Simran, and a lot of growth has happened with her. And obviously, scouts have seen her in the domestic competitions as well. So when finally it was announced that she's becoming part of Giants, how relief was it for you?
Yeah, I mean, leading into the auction, we probably didn't think she would go that high, but she was a player of interest for us, in particular because of her power and the strike rate that she bats at. In the recent Challenger Trophy, her strike rate was over 200. That's very rare in women's cricket. The next best out of the batting group who made runs was quite a lot lower than that. So we feel that we have a local batting group who can play, a very similar way to probably a lot of the other batters that were available. So we were looking at someone different and someone who could bring power to our squad, and she was that player. So yeah, we're very excited to have her. She's had a taste of WPL in season 1 with UP. So we're really excited to have her here, and feel that she can win some matches for us with her style of batting.
How satisfying it is to know that, like we say for WPL, it's like a talent is meeting opportunity, and how important it is to have that kind of a player who are grounded but very much talented in their own rights.
Yeah. Well, firstly, that makes me very happy to hear. Like, if we can change people's lives, maybe not only her but her families as well. Like, that's fantastic, and that's the beauty of elite sport and the beauty of cricket. Not only in this competition but around the world, and it's not a charity giving to her. She's deserved it. Like, she's put in some really good performances in recent times that there were 2 teams really wanting her badly, and it's great to hear that you can change her life, a lot, which that's really exciting to hear.
Absolutely. One of the questions is that you worked with Sneha Rana in the previous season. She has done decently well in the domestic circuit. What kind of reasoning went behind not having her? Because from the Indian experience point of view, she's one of those players who has been exceptionally experienced with the Railways and Indian squad as well.
When we were sort of strategizing around the players we were looking to retain, there was a clear, I suppose, strategy to pick players who we thought would have the chance of starting in our 11. And with us having Ash Gardner as our main off spinner, and then 2 good left arm orthodoxes in Manak Kashyap, Tanuja Kanwar and Priya, there was just not going to be an opportunity for her to start in our 11. Like, very few teams play 2 off spinners. You sometimes see 2 leg spinners or 2 left arm orthodox, unless just stacked up against a team with a lot of left handers in it. That's the only way you'd probably consider it. And leg spinners who can spin both ways, which we have in Priya, are just as useful, as an off spinner in that situation. So we felt we were prioritising the players who we felt could start in our 11. And Sneh just didn't quite fit that. But it was a really tough decision because, as you said, Sneh's a high quality player. I think when we made that decision, it was just after she got 10 wickets in a test match. But she's not in the Indian white ball squads either. She's a very good white ball player, as you said, in domestic cricket. She's done really well this year. But I was pretty confident she would get picked up elsewhere and get an opportunity maybe to play elsewhere. It hasn't turned out that way for her, but you never know. She may come in somewhere as a replacement, and I obviously wish her all the best.
Absolutely.
She was great to have around the group, and hopefully she gets an opportunity somewhere else.
And Danny Gibson, she has had a little bit of here and there kind of a World Cup in Dubai recently, but England team has trusted her a lot. So, what was the thinking about having her? And she's one of those players, is a such a quality character that from outside looking in, it looks like that. So, what was the thinking behind having her?
I think she's a high quality player,
Yeah.
high quality cricketer. We were very lucky to get her at base price. Probably what helped us with that is just she's been injured the last few weeks. She had a small knee operation and she's back playing now. So she's back playing. She'll be back in the Ashes squad coming up. So that probably helped not having other people bidding for her. But she just adds a huge amount of versatility for us, in the makeup we can go with for our overseas players. She's a fantastic bowler, can bowl in all phases, can bowl very well at the death. One of the best fielders in the women's game. And another power hitter added to our squad, and can bat anywhere, from 1 to 7 if we choose to. So it's great to have her part of the squad, and I can see her having a big impact in the season coming up.
Yep, just the last one for me. Other domestic players that you've selected, not a lot of people have seen them in action for one reason or the another, but what kind of thinking went into getting these players, like most of the domestic players in the Gujarat squad?
Yeah, I mean, what we were trying to find in our squad was something for the auction was different to what we already had. So obviously Simran coming in with a really high strike rate batter was something we were looking for, and she was the one who stood out of everyone by a long way. So it was great to get her on board. Pratisha Naik as well. Another leg spinner who's probably been the best performed leg spinner in domestic game, especially the Challenger Trophy. We have Priya Mishra who's going great with India at the moment, but there may be an occasion where we decide to play 2 leg spinners if conditions suit. They're gold dust in men's or women's cricket if you get the right conditions and have 2 high quality leg spinners in the team. I mean, it's great to have her as an option for us. Like Priya, it's obviously going fantastically well, and I can see her playing a lot of cricket for us this year in the WPL. But always good to have a second high quality leg spin, and we feel we've got, outside of Priya, we've got the next best in our squad now as well.
Yep. Yes. Personally, what are you expecting from this competition? Whenever it starts, wherever it is, you don't know yet any of it. So, what are your personal expectations from the next season?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally as head coach, this was the first season I was part of the auction. I wasn't part of the auction the first 2, and I came in quite late last year. So firstly, to be able to be part of shaping the squad is really exciting. In a small auction, you can only make small changes. So next season is going to be an opportunity to reshape the squad again. But for this season, those small changes that we've made, I think is going to be make a big difference for us. In terms of goals, we're here to win it. We feel that we've got a squad now that can compete really well. First goal is to make the playoffs, obviously. What I'm really excited about and proud of in our squad is since last WPL, we've had 7 players who have now represented either India A or India just in the last 12 months, and 5 of them for the first time. So having that competitive cricket under their belts is only going to have them better off when they're playing under pressure,
100%.
under lights in front of big audiences, big crowds, TV. So that's going to hold us in really good stead and hopefully lift their levels as well. On top of that, you add Kashfi Gautam, who was injured last year, who's one of the up-and-coming all-rounders for India. And I think if she can have a solid WPL season, she'll be playing for India very soon as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, and congratulations once again on this card.
Thank you.